fifth fight is 10 rounds of heavyweight boxing. It's for the WBA, PABA and WBO Oriental titles. It's sponsored by Burger King and it is our main event. Could we please welcome the technician, Jason Pettaway. Jason, if you haven't seen him on Facebook, particularly on the Burger King Facebook page, there is some video of him training in minus 10 degrees snow in Toledo, Ohio. From first-hand experience, I can promise you it literally was freezing because the rivers out there were completely frozen over, and that's the kind of conditions that Jason's been in over the last couple of months. Since we saw you in January, you told me, by the way, when we were in America, that you were saying that you've lost a lot of weight when you were in Auckland. You're in the best shape of your life. Tell me what's going through your mind right now and how you see this fight on Thursday.
Well, definitely this is big. You know, I'm not really used to all the press and stuff, but you know, I'm kind of getting used to it now. And being here in Auckland, they welcomed me very well and took very care of me. But yeah, back to your question, I'm in the best shape of my life. This is the most important fight in my career. You know, I've had 18 fights, and this is the most important.
Jason, your record is 17-1. By far, it is the best record of anyone that Joseph Parker has faced, and yet you're a massive underdog. What do you make of that?
Yeah, definitely. I look at the odds, and I'm against all odds, you know, and like I truly doubt the odds. So you know, I think that everybody be surprised come Thursday night. So you know, I'd like to actually place a bet on myself. You know, come Thursday I got $1,000 on myself. So you know, this is I'm in shape. I'm ready to go, and I look forward to it.
I don't know if you can do that.
You can find out if I can somehow. Let me know.
Okay, well, look. All right, thank you. Could we please welcome Joseph Parker? Incidentally, the TAB odds are 7-1. You are 7-1. Joseph, obviously, your first fight of the year, first of 5 potentially. Could you just give us an idea of how your year has gone thus far after we last saw you in January?
Hello everyone, good to see you all here today. Training in Vegas has been awesome. We've been training for 6-7 weeks and I feel like I'm in great shape. I feel like this is a good challenge to start the year off with. We've had a tremendous training camp, and Kevin's been training me and Yuzu very hard. And it's great to have Yuzu by my side, someone else to suffer with during training. And I'm feeling good. I see that my opponent's in good shape, and he's ready to go. So I think, and we've got a great undercard. So come Thursday night, it's going to be an exciting night of boxing.
Kevin, how Joseph's still growing into his body? Could you explain how you've seen an improvement in him, particularly in the last 12 months? Because 12 months ago we were looking at a fight on the Klitschko undercard.
Well, we've come a long way in the last 12 months. You know, the first year together with Joe was a year of a lot of learning, and Joe being taught the way that I like him to fight. And when we spent, you know, many months and many sessions, you know, getting him to fight a certain style. Last year was a huge growth year for us. You saw us fight 5 times, and I believe we got better with every fight. And a couple of the fights last year, like the Brian Minto fight, we knew that Minto was a dangerous guy. Everybody saw what he did with Shane Cameron, so our game plan was for Joe to box him, to fight him at distance, to use his jab, to use his height. We fought a similar style against Sherman Williams, a guy who had a sneaky overhand right, but was a tough, durable guy. Once again, I said to Joe, you know, use your superior speed and height, stay at the distance. You know, our 5th fight last year against Peter Costa Jr., when we fought the number 15 ranked fighter in the world with the WBO, then I sort of thought, well, now it's time to change things around a little bit. Now it's time for me to actually put the foot down on Joe and tell him to get out there and let his hands go. And I think what you saw last December was a fighter display the skills and talents that he has developed over the last 2 years. He was very powerful, he was very fast, and he was punching with menacing power. This fight on Thursday night against Jason Pettaway, you know, a lot of people aren't looking too hard at Jason, but I tell you what, I'm looking very, very hard at him. I said to Joe when the fight was first made, I said, this is the sort of opponent that has good amateur pedigree. He's had over 130 amateur fights. He was a Golden Gloves US champion. He comes to us with a really good record, and you know, you don't win 17 fights if you can't fight. He also has a very, very awkward style, a style that if you let him get into a rhythm, it could be a very untidy, a very awkward sort of fight. So I've decided that once again, like the fight in December against Pettaway Jr., I'm going to put the foot down on Joe on this fight, and Joe's going to come out letting his hands go from the first bell.
What do you make of that, Jason?
Great, man. I come here to fight, you know, and I kind of figured that. So, you know, I know Joe's coming to fight as well. But, you know, I'm in great shape, and I'm coming to fight.
Doesn't intimidate you, that talk? Because I haven't heard Kevin talk like that before.
Really, I mean, you know, that's part of boxing, and, you know, I can't be intimidated. I worked hard to get here and to be here, and that's part of the game, so, you know.
I just introduced Ramon Vargas Jr., who is Jason's trainer. Ramon, just a couple of things. Obviously, he's very confident. He says he wants to bet on himself. That's the first thing. The second of all, he's saying they're going to let the hands go straight away. Just from your perspective, you're the father of a guy who was the captain of the US Olympic boxing team. You've been in boxing a long time. You've seen it all before. Just your thoughts on where it's at the moment here.
Well, we definitely looked at films of Mr. Parker, and I'm impressed by his fundamentals. You know, straight jab, we notice everything he works on. He's very complete fighter for his experience, but he does have kinks in his metal, and we're going to expose him. We've worked on it. Jason sparred a lot of rounds. He sparred with the Olympians, and he sparred with another cruiserweight who's 6'5", also for speed, and we put him in with young smaller guys just for the speed, because Joseph does have the speed, and but we've seen mistakes that he makes, and we plan to exploit them.
New Zealand is riding him off too easily.
Yeah. Well, it's understandable because he's a hometown man, and he's a very good athlete. He's a very good athlete. He's training in Vegas, which is really the mecca of boxing now, where people go to train. So yeah, we're coming from Toledo, Ohio, where it's below zero. You know, we came here, and my God, we almost died the first day. It was so hot here. We're not used to that. We're used to shoveling 2 feet of snow, trying to get to the gym, and you know, that's how we train. And it takes a special person to get up and run in that kind of weather to get ready for a fight of this caliber. And I'd like to wish Joseph the best, and Jason the best tomorrow. It'll be a good fight.
All right, thank you very much, Ramon, and he's also available for interview. If we just have a stare down, please, with Joseph and Jason. Okay guys, that concludes the official part of the press conference. So what we're going to do now is Joseph is going to go outside. We've got a couple of basketballers there just so you guys can get some vision of him doing something a little bit different. It's not going to be too long, it's probably going to be about 3 minutes, and we don't want an injury, so please be careful. Yeah, you go.